Hey everyone, and welcome back. Before we begin here today, please make sure that you like and subscribe because it really does help us out over here. And it also helps us reach others who want to test their math skills using these types of test questions. So what we have here is we have to determine the area of green shown on the screen for this rectangle. So ADEH, this line going across the screen or across this object right here, is a straight line with dimensions as shown. ABD and EGH are both right triangles formed by this line, and BCFG is a rectangle. So there are multiple ways that we can solve this problem. I'm not going to show every single method or every single way to solve this, and the method that I'm going to show may not necessarily be the best, may not necessarily be the fastest or the slowest. It is just one of many ways to actually solve this problem. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to get this angle H down here. So this angle H will allow me to get this side EG, and it will allow me to work with this larger triangle right here and eventually get this FG side right here, because FG is equal to BC due to the rectangular version. So for angle H down here, angle H will be solved as such. The cosine of H is equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse, which is 6 over 7 for this little right triangle. And solving this, H equals the cosine inverse of 6 over 7, which gives me exactly 31 degrees. So utilizing this angle and the properties of right triangles, what I can do is I can correlate the smaller triangle of 6 over 7 right here with this larger one that is formed from D, F, and H, utilizing a hypotenuse of 13 plus 7, which is 20 degrees. So in solving for FH, which will lead me to get FG, this is how you would set that up. So the cosine of my angle H, which is 31 degrees, is equal to my adjacent side, which is FH, all over 20, which comes from the 13 plus 7, utilizing this larger right triangle, which I'm going to show in blue right here, just showing the squiggly lines here so you can actually see it. So utilizing that right triangle there in blue, FH will be 20 cosines of 31 degrees, which gives me 17.14 as a dimension. So then FG is just going to be that total distance of 17.14 along the bottom here, subtracting off the 6 from G to H, which gives me 11.14 units for that FG. Now, since this is a rectangle here, that means that FG is the same dimension as BC up here, which is 11.14. So in order to find this green region, I just need one more side, which is C to E, because this forms a right triangle. So one method on how to get C to E is that I can still use this nice straight line here and find another right triangle here, utilizing that 31 degrees and that hypotenuse shown there, which is 5 plus 13 plus 7, which gives me 25. This total height from A all the way down will be the same height as C to G. So total height, which will be equal to my CG, which that is supposed to be a C, by the way, if you didn't know. So C to G. So I'm going to use sine because this right triangle right here is opposite, that side is opposite the angle. So I'm going to use sine of 31 degrees is equal to CG all over this entire hypotenuse right here, which is 7 plus 13 plus 5, which is 25. So then my CG will pop out to be, once you rearrange, you get 12.88 units in length. So I am looking for CE. Well, CE will be this total length of CG minusing off what EG is. So let's find EG, which we can find EG from just using the Pythagorean theorem for this side right here, because it is a right triangle. So we can have 7 squared minus off 6 squared square rooted, which gives me the square root of 13 for this side. So thus CE is equal to my 12.88 subtracting off the square root of 13, which is equal to 9.27. So this side right here is 9.27 units in length. So my total area for my green region, now that I have my base and my height for my right triangle, I can just do 1/2 my base of 11.14 times my height, which is 9.27, which is equal to 51.64 square units. So as I said, that's just one way to solve it. There are multiple ways that you can get certain dimensions and certain parameters here. I'm not saying that this is the fastest or the best way. It just depends on what your preferences are. Usually with these puzzles or test type questions, there's multiple ways to get around and find your answers, but this is just one way that you could do it. So I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a new math skill along the way. If you want to test your abilities further, please check out other videos on our channel. Also, if you haven't done so already, please like this video, leave a positive comment below, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.